Okay, this is chapter 1.1, integers and absolute value. First, I have to explain what an integer is. An integer is a number. It's kind of like a counting number. It includes 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on into infinity. But it also includes 0. Okay, if we just included the 1 through 4, that would be whole numbers. Natural numbers, I mean. If we include the 0, that's the whole numbers. And we start including negative numbers like -1, -2, and so on forever to infinity in the negative direction. This includes the integers. So integers are all of the numbers, negatives, positives, plus 0, but it doesn't include things like 1.5 or 1/2 or pi. Interesting numbers like that. Integers are all of these, but not some of these others. Okay, absolute value is an interesting concept. Let's look at that real quick. Let's go back and change the color. Absolute value, and you need to know this, just need to memorize it, is the distance between a number and 0. Okay, it's just the distance. How far is the number from 0? How far the number is. This is supposed to be an arrow. It doesn't quite look like one. From 0. How far the number is from 0. Okay, so for instance, if we get out a number line and I go ahead and I mark it with some numbers. Okay, go back to this. So this is like 0. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, and -3. And of course the number line goes forever in both directions, but we're only going to look at these ones. The absolute value of the number 3 is 3. And the way we would write that, we write that with these two vertical lines. The absolute value of 3 is 3. So this number, absolute value of 3 is 3. But if we come over here and we look at -3, the absolute value of -3 is also 3. And it could be that you might say that it's just the positive, whatever it is, it's that number, positive. So -2 would be 2, +4 would be 4. That's one way to think about it, but it really is this distance from 0. This is 3 units from 0. If you had to go backwards, you go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the absolute value of -3 is 3 because it's 3 from 0. And if you were looking at the +3, it's also 3 from 0. 1, 2, 3. And so that's kind of how that works. Let's see if I can erase my page here. I think I just have to go like that. Oh, yep, that worked. Okay, so what's the absolute value of 2? It's how far it is from 0. It's 2. That gets you through the first, through 1 through 4 on your own. Let's look at another example. Comparing absolute value. Compare, they want you to compare, so which is bigger? 1 and absolute value of 4. Okay, so if you were to, that just means writing a number line out. Okay, so you've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have this number here is the number 1 from here, and the absolute value of 4. The absolute value of 4 is how far is something from 0? It's 4 units. Okay, so when you write them on a number line like this, you can see that absolute value of 4 is 4, and 1 is 1. And then you just have to say, since 1 is to the left of 4, that means it's smaller. So 1 is less than 4. And this is how you would write an answer. You have to use the less than sign. This is the greater than sign. This is the less than sign. And we always look at something from left to right. That's how we can tell. We don't read this 4 is greater than 1. We read this 1 is less than 4. If I wanted to rewrite it, 4 is greater than 1. Now these are both true. These are both actually almost equal because 1 is less than 4 and 4 is greater than 1. But we are going to always read from left to right. 1 is less than 4. 4 is greater than 1. And remember this absolute value sign always, it's kind of like a Pac-Man. It wants to eat the bigger number. The Pac-Man is going to always eat a bigger number. And so this could be a Pac-Man wanting to eat the 4, and this could be a Pac-Man wanting to eat the 4. I hope you guys remember Pac-Man. That's how that works 5 through 8, and that's really how you do this lesson. You can just run through it like that, and this first video is a short one, and that is good.